Namaste and welcome. I'm Pratim Ranjan Bose and you are watching my podcast, Perspective. In this episode, I'll discuss about small things which might be affecting our ability to understand the neighboring economies. I'll give ample reference of Bangladesh, but I noticed similar problems elsewhere in the subcontinent. First and foremost, here is the cause of English. English is an international language, but the proficiency in English, particularly when we speak or speak of news or views, varies within India. Such variance is larger in the neighborhood. The reasons may differ, but the penetration of English is too little in Bangladesh, Nepal, and Myanmar, the three countries about which I have ground knowledge. Remember, all these countries pass or passed through various levels of media restrictions or self censorship in media due to political instability, thereby ensuring wide range of discussions through the social media. In Nepal, there were FM channels. In Bangladesh, it is largely Facebook, WhatsApp, Telegram, etc., etc. To put it differently, any effort to see these countries through the narrow spectrum of English media is bound to end up in wrong conclusions. I tracked Bangladesh very minutely for last 15-20 years, and I can tell you with certainty that not knowing Bangla will lead to serious knowledge gaps on Bangladesh. This is after the recent inclusion of machine translations that is made available by artificial intelligence. Indian Foreign Office tracks developments in so many non-speaking countries around the world with professional finesse. However, it is questionable if they are attentive enough to apply such skills when it comes to countries like Bangladesh or probably in Nepal. Nepal, of course, has an added advantage that their language is far closer to Hindi. So you can still say there is a comfort zone. But Bangladesh doesn't have that advantage. Run a check in Dhaka, and there are complaints from important people in Bangladesh about non Bengali speaking Indian diplomats. In many cases, the Indian diplomat understands Bengali, but he cannot speak. So he speaks out to Bangladeshi audience in English. Most of the times, they are not aided by official interpreter. That takes us to a serious problem. Many highly knowledgeable Bangladeshis are weak in English. In fact, I should say too many. There are very few. You can count them on your, just in probably in single digits or two double digits to some extent, 10, 20, who can really speak well in English. I'm talking about the city's intelligentsia and top end of the politics, etc. That means they suffer from inferiority complex to express their inability to speak in English or to speak in broken English before an Indian diplomat. Underline the word Indian diplomat. Given the background of language revolution, such barriers often become political barriers. In my other platform at Podcast with Pratim, I got guests from Bangladesh after August 5. Some of them can speak in English, but they prefer to speak in Bangla. And you will be surprised to know the reason behind. The reason is their countrymen do not understand. First, their countrymen do not understand English. So his words or expressions might be taken in different manners. Number one. Number two is there is this you can make it say it's a false pride or whatever that you should speak with the Indian in Bengali. There is this kind of politics behind it. No, I have a simple. So in my podcast, how I handle the situation is I allowed them to speak in Bengali and then I translated it for them. Now, that is where I am coming to is why cannot, assuming if it is not always possible to pick up a Bengali speaking diplomat for Bangladesh, may not be possible. But it is definitely possible to pay highest attention to the situation and ensure that the diplomats are always aided by official interpreters. That's a very simple choice that we can afford. Please remember, the Chinese pay great attention on language issues in smaller countries. You just check out the Chinese in Bangladesh. They are very careful about it. And same, I see them in Calcutta, I see everywhere, somewhere else, and they are very attentive. If they cannot speak in local language, the problems are less in India because they come to different forums, speak in English. Okay, fine. But they are always moving around with their own set of interpreters. Now, I would like to shift to wider issues, which is coming out of this language barrier. In an environment where social media became the prime vehicle for both propaganda as well as for expressing views, the language barrier can deprive us from identifying the churns in the underbelly. I can assure you that the barrier often deprives us from getting a better view of things in Bangladesh. After Operation Sindhu, that was in May, the Indian establishment went on an overdrive to block social media handles and YouTube channels carrying Bangladeshi content. I mean, let me just say, it is not merely on Bangladeshi content, but many, even from other sources, including Pakistan, of course, is the anti-India contents. I do agree that some channels deserve to be blocked. I have no difference with the administration in this case. But there must be a thought behind it. This morning, I found Sultana Rahman's channel blocked. I was trying to open it to see the interview of a contact whom I approach regularly. Sultana was a senior TV journalist in Dhaka. She now lives in USA. Her Bengali channel does not promote anti-India activities. She promotes pro-liberation and anti-terror forces, which all are in alignment with the way the Indian establishment would love to see Bangladesh. Or Indians would love to see Bangladesh. But it was blocked because those who do not know Bengali are taking calls on what Indians should see or should not see. Sultana is no exception. A range of Bengali YouTube channels hosting talk shows were recently blocked in India without any credible reasons. I spoke about it in my Twitter posts. As a researcher on Bangladesh, I am anguished because the authorities have forced me to leave the open source to use VPN. I would like to remind about the flip side of pushing people to use VPN. As Hasina's stranglehold grew, I'm talking about Sheikh Hasina, the ousted Prime Minister of Bangladesh. As a stranglehold grew on free speech, Bangladeshi youth took to the VPN. We know what happened next. The entire communication, the effective communication, actual communication that took place much away from the public eye. So, in a way, the mainstream became secret. That's not very good. I'm not saying that that is what can happen to India, but I'm just telling you the perspective. My submissions are simple. Monitor social media content, block them if necessary, but do it with discretion. First, know what's inside the covers. Leave it to people who have knowledge on the content. Please find a way out of the language barrier. And that's very easy to do. Thank you for watching Perspective. If you like this episode, please like and share. फिर मिलेंगे.